Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Rick and Morty, guys. Season 7, episode 8. I'm glad to be there for a new episode of Rick and Morty. I know that for the last episode, during the intro, maybe I talked too much about personal stuff, you know, about the accident that I had with my car and all of that. Nothing is repaired, nothing is going on with it, like really it's the garage and the insurance talking together and me just waiting for them to be like, ooh, can you repair my car, you know, soon it's gonna be Christmas, I know it, everyone is gonna go in holidays and stuff like that, can you repair it before that? It would be great, you know, like, I would appreciate it. Guys, like, as you can see with my smile, I decided to take it like, okay, fair enough, like, I can't do anything about it, so... You know, when I have no control on things, I'm really like... The only thing that I can do is to call them each day to be like, did you decide? Like, someone did his or her job finally? Suddenly? That's the only thing that I can do. And for my back, it's better, you know. Like really last Monday I was totally blocked and as you can see, I can move and it's okay. Everything is okay for me. Thanks for those of you in the comments who are like, we're thinking of you and stuff like that. Thank you for that, guys. So yes, we're right there for a new episode of Rick and Morty and I'm really impatient to discover it because I'm waiting for it to confirm or not the theory that you and me, we built, you know, for this new season, except for the episode 4, I think, which was about all of that discussion about eating spaghetti inside of people or not. And in fact, it was a discussion about eating meat, about ethical food and stuff like that. Except for that episode, all of the other ones were in fact Rick exploring one of his relationships. We had one episode with his friends, we had one episode with Jerry, we had one episode with Infinity, we had the last episode which was okay, more about Summer and our relationship with Morty, but also Summer and our relationship with Rick. When Rick came to save her, he said again that she's the only one that he considers as his equal, that she reminds him his wife, all of that. For sure we had the episode with Rick and Rick Prime. So see, all of this episode, it was really Rick exploring a relationship that he had with someone, and with the 3 episodes that we had left, I think that we need one about him and Morty, one about him and Beth, his daughter, and for me the last one could be about him and his wife, his dead wife. And I think that it would be also a good way to build the season, with the episode 5 being about him finally killing Rick Prime, finally having his revenge, but realizing that he didn't find any peace into it, because in fact it's not gonna bring back his dead wife, and having his revenge, it's nothing. He has to make peace truly with what happened. So for me, you know, that being the episode 5, it would make sense if the episode 10, it's him being confronted to the fact that his dead wife died and finally saying goodbye to her, you know, something like that, something around that. For the progression of the season, with Rick exploring different relationships and also with how the season was built, with him killing Rick Prime at the episode 5, you know, the middle of the season, for me, it would make sense to finish the season with episode 10 being about his dead wife. So see, I have these two theories about how they decided to write this season, to build this season, so I'm really impatient to see if I'm right or wrong with these theories. You know, with Rick and Morty we can have theories about stuff, but I think that it has been the first time that I see really logic with how they built this season. I think that it was truly on purpose. I mean, if this episode is confirming my impression, I think that it was truly on purpose, that they really made something with it. It's really interesting to analyze it like that. It's also a change for the other seasons, and I think that we can understand why with what happened with the writers and all. But for me, it's also proving that these writers, you know, the ones who wrote this season, they are great, they are really paying attention to details, they are giving to the viewers what they want, but even more than that, they understood that this show, it's about Rick evolving, changing little by little, but still changing. They are making an entire season about that, in fact, by having him exploring his relationships. We have that narrative arc with Rick Prime, which ended, but in fact no, because this show is not about that, it's about Rick, his revenge, his desire of revenge, and understanding that it's not enough, it's not okay. So see, for me this season so far is really well written, well thought, well built. Even if I'm wrong, you know, with my two theories about how they built that season, I still think that it's well done, well written and well built this season. I really appreciate it. And still, into each episode, I can feel the DNA of Rick and Morty. We have absurd things, we have weird jokes, we have really also like that kind of jokes. Sexual jokes, and also like stupid ones and all. Like I can see all of the things that I love into Rick and Morty. So it's cool, it's really cool. Tell me, what do you think about this season? If you felt that thing, you know, about the fact that they built it maybe on purpose like that, like they really put a meaning into not only each episode but also the entire season. Tell me that. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro, let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want, on my Patreon, you have these reaction videos about Rick and Morty one day in advance. And you have them with an extended or full reaction part. For big episodes, I'm putting the full reaction part. And no matter what, extended reaction part are more interesting because I'm not forced to get that much and to play with opacity like I'm forced to make for YouTube. Because I want you guys to have access to these reaction videos. Like, if I wouldn't do that, you wouldn't have access to it, the videos would just get blocked, and that's the way that I found for you guys to have access to these videos, no matter what. And if you want the versions that I wanted to share with you, the extended one or the full one, it's on my Patreon. Let's go for this episode!
I am ready to rejoin my brethren on Alpha B Trio. Your exile ends today.
Okay.
Numbericons, they're attacking! Battle stations!
Numbers are attacking you?
Son, take this thing. It's a prophecy or some shit.
Oh.
Peace.
Peace out.
Where are you going? There's too many of them. Then I better crunch the numbers. When you're hot,
I want to see that movie. It's the evolution of Die Hard, okay?
shit, he's crunching the numbers.
I'm not sure about the musical thing.
I'm gonna deduct your ass.
Eh?
Bracket shields, we can't pull up. Sorry, I'm late. I had to go pee. The Eye of Harmony. It holds some secret power, but it's in a language nobody can read. It's math. Careful, T. They won't like that kind of number talk at the palace. We're not going to the palace. We're going to Earth. Ice-T? Hey, Ice-T, it's me, Morty. Remember me? Can't get Swifty? No.
I remember it.
You got the balls of a clown coming back to
school without the homework you want me.
Man, Goldenfold, you taught Ice Team math?
I tried, Morty. I sure the hell tried. Without that,
Look, man, I ain't here for memory lane shit. I need this deciphered.
early algebra, eh?
You're really gonna be someone important into this episode?
Help me save it.
Uh-oh.
Son of magma cube.
You followed him right there?
You're coming with me, Goldenfold.
You're coming with me, Morty.
Yep.
It's called detention, not release, Jim.
Well, we're gonna have an episode about the math teacher.
I am Sinister 7, and I am here to spill the tea. Then come get
Sinister 7.
She's got a cat flock and an ass to suck. Hit the hyphen ride.
Yeah. Zero? Well, you know.
I won't let you down, Father. Too late. Too late!
Ah.
Oh, I love my dad.
That at one point it seemed like he might learn.
I am a
Okay.
walker. Gee, maybe you ought to go back to school. You can't keep.
Maybe it makes him a good teacher. I'm not sure.
Here, follow this. It's called 4-4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.
He used math to have a reason.
What is it?
No.
A squared is the length of the galaxy. B squared is the height.
Planet E10? Ain't E10 supposed to be where God created letters or some shit?
Ready?
Give me your coordinates, I'll send help immediately.
Word.
Happy to serve, my lord. In quotes. Secret villain.
Is who? 5? I done 5 maybe?
This bullshit. Yo, Savage, count this. Jesus Christ!
What's about that planet? T saved you! Are they gonna make friends at some point?
I guess the teacher's in charge.
We're surrounded by primitive Googles! Okay, the primitive Googles worship the glowing thing.
Apparently.
We're making good time.
You were supposed to be later, but you never learned how to talk. An entire episode without Rick, so clearly my theory is destroyed. Luckily, you never became a real later.
That bitch! Seven took the eye!
It was the summer of 1991.
Any friend of Ice-T is welcome in my home.
Yeah? And you were governor during that period of time?
And I shall put it to good use, sir.
Of course you will. More baby potatoes.
And the Grammy Award for Rap Artist of the Year goes to
Ice-T.
Ice-T! Yo, I just want to thank my words, the letters that made them, and that's it. Nothing else.
I thought you said he thanked man.
There must be some
No.
mistake. Try a different channel.
Now get out of here. I got a goddamn presidential campaign to start.
And you're gonna win
My
it.
dreams faded away like so many erections. If you're pregnant, that's my cell number. I know you can't read it, but it's important I made an effort.
I don't want to know.
Nice try. How dare you? How dare you?
You're gonna fall in love. Ah! Wait, what?
Shit, I think when we started getting it on, that amulet showed us the truth of our origins.
I think also.
No, my father, he's here. What's that? Emperor Dreadnought.
Ah!
How the fuck did he find us?
Betrayal revealed.
It's a 5. It's not an S.
Yes.
I'm the man of Tony. They call me A.
Did you know? I did it.
I didn't guess the right one.
Being here today. It's my day off.
You what, you?
Motherfucker, I'm gonna shoot you in the dick.
Ah.
I would like to see you try.
Where is it?
Exit.
I know I have weird questions.
Here's water tea.
I'm watching Rick and Morty, okay? I have the right to have weird questions.
Top water team. After all, you did betray Goldenfold by not thanking
writing, math, and physics.
Nominated for a Grammy.
Yes, I heard you out. What is this 4/4-time rhythm nonsense? You're a number-loving traitor who doesn't care about anything but himself.
Oh, it was to make a speech for your father.
How does this thing work again?
Allow me, my lord.
Hold up, you just want to let this motherfucker come on.
What is it? Infinity!
The ultimate power of the universe is finally mine! I am the ruler of the Numbericons. Your father was a bitch. You shall be my general.
No, he was a bad father.
Infinity, omnipotent god of numbers.
So Noé anymore?
Your Infinity, move out!
We could have had something.
I thought you would.
Letters and numbers can never be.
Whoa. It's a weird Romeo and Juliet situation. Oh. Infinity is going nuts.
The bracket seal is fallen. It's an utter apostrophe.
Balls are huge and everyone can suck my dick.
Which one? Like, really? You have no dick. That's it, they're making me mad now.
You're fired.
Poor Seven.
Yo, T, is that your girl?
Seems so. She's trying to up an A.
I was wrong to join him and wrong to leave you, Morty. Infinity killed both our fathers. That ceiling was poisoned. Such a mess. How can we make the Numbericons rise up against you?
We'll inspire them.
Ah! With a good rap about numbers and letters making peace.
You think you can stop me with rap?
Educational rap?
Father, you like a force ghost
What the
now?
fuck it look like, son? I came back to help you hand Infinity his ass.
Ghost later? A ghost later? It's the one that we don't pronounce, you know. We are not really counting. Infinity! Infinity? No.
This thing loves when letters and numbers get down. Come here, girl.
Uh-oh.
Hell yeah. You cannot stop me. I'm infinitely infinite.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Thought I was lying, motherfucker.
Finally, we know where your dick is. See, I was right to ask the question.
I'm a prime number. I'm only divisible by myself.
Yeah, and my dick's magma now. But we'll figure it out.
No, I'm not gonna ask any question.
My people need you.
And who are you?
Ice Cube of the Geometron. Getting all bent out of shape by the former board.
Warriors of Alpha Numericon are unmatched in strength, and we never refuse to help a brother in.
My smoke show queen speaks truth. I'll grab my shit and meet you out front.
You're cool! Okay, so this episode is totally, you know, ruining all of my theory about this season being built, you know, around Rick's relationships. But you know, we had one episode, the episode 4, which was about exploring the subject of eating meats, you know, ethical food and stuff like that. Maybe I can cheat, you know, and being like, this episode, it's the same, you know. Maybe my theory is not wrong, and you'll see with the 2 next episodes, we're gonna have something about Rick's relationships, one for Beth and one for his dead wife. Maybe I'm still right about that, and no matter what, my second theory about episode 5 being about Rick Prime killing him, having this revenge, realizing that it's not enough, it's to have the episode 10 with Rick realizing that the revenge was not enough and saying finally goodbye to his dead wife and, you know, making that big change, that big evolution. I can still be right! But yes, this episode can't be about Rick's relationships because Rick was not present at all into this episode from the beginning to the end. At any point, he was not there. I'm surprised a little, and I can already imagine that some of the hardcore fans are gonna be mad about it. I know that some of you are really like, it's Rick and Morty that I'm watching, I want Rick, I want Morty, the two of them going on an adventure. I know that some of you guys are really like that, so I don't think that you're gonna appreciate this episode. Me, I'm okay to have an episode without Rick because we had a lot of him during this season. We had a lot of episodes with exploring deep things about him. So I'm okay to have a break, you know, with an episode without this main character. You know, with a season like that, it makes sense, and even with a regular season, I would be okay as long as it's just for one episode, you know. More than that, maybe it would sound weird. But in another hand, we had episodes in which Morty was not really present, so I'm okay with it. Clearly, I'm okay with it to not have Rick. This episode was not about Morty neither, like you can be still, it was about Morty with mass, you know, like fighting his fear of mass, fighting his laziness with mass, something like that. No, clearly it was an absurd episode like Rick and Morty. They loved to make, you know, into the past, into the different seasons that we had. Like really, the synopsis of this episode, it's Letters and Numbers going at war for finally having a betrayal of S being 8 and in fact transforming himself into infinity. And all of that is resolved because T and 7 are kissing each other and T managed to find Infinity's dick and hurt him that much. Really, the story of this episode, it's that when you think about it. So it's an absurd episode, it's fun, it's cool, it's a lot of jokes, you know, it's a lot of lines with double meanings, it's a lot of weird situations, it's a lot of time me thinking about how letters and numbers can have sex together, can have sex with a human being, where are really their sexual things, you know, and in fact it's the solution at the end when they find where is Infinity's dick, you know. So I was right to ask the question. I'm not gonna cut these parts during the editing, you know. At some point during the episode, because I was really thinking about it too much, I was like, maybe you're gonna cut, you know, some of these parts during the editing, like maybe girl, you're going too far with that. And in fact it was the answer, so no, I'm not gonna cut anything. So yes, it's an absurd episode, it's a lot of jokes, it's double meanings, it's each lines, you know, which can make sense differently for people. It's also a way to play with that character that we loved, with that casting, you know, with Ice-T, which became Water Tea. All of that situation with the Grammy Awards, with stuff like that. I didn't recognize all of the voices and all, but I think that in fact this episode, it's a lot about having a big casting with a lot of people that we're supposed to know. I think that it was also about that, this episode. I'm okay with it, it's fun, it's cool. I spent a good time, it's a cool break into the season, it's at the right moment also into the season. Like you can't have this episode being the first episode of the season or the last episode of the season. It's really placed well. Okay, it's going against my theories. Okay, it's without Rick. Okay, it's absurd and we don't have really a meaning, a message, something that we can take out of this episode, but it's working for me. But because of that, I can understand that maybe it's not gonna work for other fans. I can understand it. You know, I really never imagined that we would have an entire episode about the math teacher, about his relationship with one of his students, with really an entire narrative arc, you know, an entire story around that, around him. I never imagined so. Why not? Really, why not? It's cool, it's fun. But I'm gonna stop this review right there because clearly I don't have a lot else to say. Like, there is not really something to analyze more than what I just said into this episode. Come on. Tell me, what did you think about it? Tell me if you're disappointed, if for you one episode without Rick it's not possible, if for you an episode like that, no, it doesn't make sense. You know, like, when we have episodes of Rick and Morty with each one of them making sense for the story, for the character, for a deep subject and all, maybe now we are so used to have that kind of episode that having just an episode, a funny episode, maybe again for some fans it's not gonna work. Tell me if it's your case. I'm really interested to have your opinion about this episode. Okay, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.